promised you I'd do it. Let's do it. On the back, 88 Heroes game, original soundtrack, numbered certificate, and printed manual. Sounds about right. Release number 89. That's about to be expected because I ordered the 88 Heroes. Poor 88 Heroes. Just barely missed being number 88 because of Unmetal. Poor bastards. Alright, I have the knife this time, so let's find somewhere we can stick the blade without killing the packaging. Will that little hole I made be enough? Will it be? Don't think it will be. Goddamn. Let's try that. Much better. Oh, come on now. There we go. Bloody Play Asia, Stadia Soft physical releases. Bastards. Alright, 88 Heroes Limited Edition. Again, that logo there, you can see that it's done a little bit out the outside. It pushes out to the outside there. Nothing of the similar on the back. Let's open her up. I'm willing to bet this is going to be roughly the same as the Unmetal one, and indeed it is. It's even got the same font on the side of the soundtrack. And just... It looks like a meme from 2007. It looks like a meme from 2007. Alright, I just used the knife to get that off. Come on now. Come on. Knife. Yeah, Heroes, original soundtrack. Ooh, track list. Introduction, title theme, On the Bus, The Officer Sewers Volcano Space Station boss theme, boss defeated, final boss theme, game over, ending, credits, and I assume that is Saxy Dave. Yes, Saxy, not sexy, I read that correctly. On the CD itself, we got Saxy Dave and what appears to be some very depressed lady. Whoop, I just snapped the spine back, that's not good. That looks like a screenshot from the game? Or at least like a modified screenshot of it. Okay. Anything on the inside of the... Arrgh, it's my dog. Anything on the inside of the... Okay, we'll take it out this way. Why not? Nothing else is going right today. Let's start with that. On the inside we've got... Oh, it's just the... It's just the thing. They use that image as like the... advertisement somewhere. Alright, we'll just put that back in with the thing. That's not the way it goes, me. I must have broken the spine on this CD or something, because it just keeps falling backwards now. Alright. Yep, that's what it looks like on the back. Let's get the game out, shall we? 88 Heroes. Yeah, there it is. That's the image on the cover. The certificate in here? Oh yeah, there it is. So here's the certificate. 716 of 1800. Can the 88 Heroes save the day? It comes pushed out, but they do it word for word, and it just looks kind of weird. Okay. Alright, let's get that case open. Come on. Where is the... Bruce! God, buddy, it's not for you. Good God, he's upset. I can't find the edge of it, so let's just make this easy for me. There we go. I said make it easy for me. Jeez. There we go. What does the back of the box look like this time? Screenshots and text. And that's pretty much it. Alright, makes sense. On the inside of the case we have the manual, but I hold no positive impressions. We've got the controls in exactly the same layout as the Unmetal manual. Oh look, we actually have the story. And some basic controls. And there are the trophies. Why am I not surprised? Alright. Oh yeah, there's the cartridge as well. Case just fell on the ground. Good enough? Alright, see you after the intro. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out 88 Heroes. This is a new game from Bitmap Euro and East Asia Soft, although this is not a new game per se. This was actually the game that the same developers of Xenocrisis released before Xenocrisis. And it runs on Unity. That should be a horribly bad sign for everyone involved, but no, unfortunately, it's about as bad as it usually is with Unity games on this. With that said, though, let's just have a quick look around. Audio options, language options, and this will let you watch through the intro cutscene. That also has the story. Just gonna warn you now, this game has a real fetish for the number 8.
Dr. Hate's demands are simple. Pay $88 octillion within 88 minutes, or 88 thermonuclear warheads pointed directly at Earth will be launched. Who will save us in our time of need? The bravest, the boldest, the best? No chance. The 88 heroes. 88 of the strangest, most pointless superheroes ever to grace the face of the Earth. They called the best, but the best were busy.
Yep, that's pretty much the entire plot. So we're gonna go start game. As far as I can tell from 88 mode of the Magnificent 8, and, well, solo being blacked out, I'm assuming that these three are going to be exactly the same, except with different character limits. I haven't bothered trying training, and that's because I've only played one round of 88 mode, and I know pretty much no matter what, I'm not going to like this game. Spoilers for the rest of the video, I suppose. So I got up to the sewers, which is the second one, but I lost most of my heroes in the process, so we're going to be playing through on a brand new save game. So, as I said, 88 heroes, 88 minutes. And that's pretty much the long and the short of it. We have heroes, and we need to get them to the end of each level within the time limit of 88 seconds. And the controls for doing so are very simple. Move with the D-pad, jump with the X button, square and circle will activate whatever ability the hero has, and we can use the shoulder buttons to take a look around the level to see if there's anything here that would be of particular interest to us. We get to the end, we get a time bonus for our score, and we have to try and avoid losing as many heroes as humanly possible on the way, because there are 88 levels to complete, and we have to do it within 88 minutes. Every time you start a new level, you are given a different character. When your character dies, they only have one hit apiece. You are also swapped out to a new hero. And these heroes can all have different abilities. Like, for example, the Great Blocktopus can make blocks that you can stand on. But he has no attacking ability whatsoever. Using these unique abilities, you have to find your way to the end. And you need to keep as many of your heroes as alive as possible. However, it's kind of put a bit of a limiter on the game due to the hero roster. Now, there are definitely heroes that have some unique abilities, like the Great Blocktopus there, for example. But a fair few of the heroes have relatively the same set of abilities. Most heroes, well, not really most, but a significant amount as to bring down the quality of the gameplay, only have the ability to throw out an attack, whether it be a melee attack or a simple projectile like that one. As a result, a few of the characters can feel really boring, but that's not where the problems stop. The characters do have their own different characteristics, size, speed, jump height, general stuff like that, you know? And as a result, certain characters will often turn out to be really bad for certain levels because they just find themselves in a really bad situation for what they were meant or designed for. So for example, you'll end up with a character with low jump height and they need to be extremely precise when it comes to doing all the jumps, otherwise they'll end up dead. Or you'll end up with a character with a really bad melee attack that they need to cool down from for like 5 seconds after they throw it out, and they'll end up dead. Or you'll end up with a character that's actually relatively fast, which you think might be a good thing, but after you've played like 10 different heroes that all have different movement speeds, getting one that goes really fast might end up being a detriment because you'll end up running straight into an obstacle that you didn't think you would run into, but you just end up running into it because it's like, shit, I wasn't used to that. Or you'll end up with just simple situations like this, where you can't get up to certain pickups just because the jump height is too high. A lot of these levels are designed around the idea of hiding these coins off to the side, because when you collect 88 of those coins, you get to resurrect a hero that was previously killed, but a lot of the coins are hid off in areas like that, where you need certain heroes to get to them. So sometimes you'll just end up going through a bunch of levels, getting a bunch of heroes that are shit. They can't punch through walls, they can't jump really high, they aren't fast enough to make a really long jump, and so as a result, you end up getting really annoyed with the way the game works, because you need to get as many of those coins as possible in order to stand a chance, and it's just not happening for you. And then sometimes you'll end up with a character like this that has a really annoying way to jump. Or you'll end up with a character that it's like a reference to the original Pitfall game on the Atari 2600 that has a fixed jump. And you'll just end up failing the level because you need to get used to this new character while you're dealing with a new set of obstacles. And it can get really, really, really fucking frustrating because, again, some of these heroes are just down and out useless. Slow movement speed, really painfully slow attack frames, just a bunch of completely crippled characters is not outside of the norm for this game. Like this guy, he's fucking huge. So everything has a particular chance to hurt him. Like, see, I'm kind of used to being able to jump over that, but now I've got a really small one. Exploder. Doesn't even have an attack. Tiny, and jumps relatively hot. Okay, never mind. Every time he jumps, he lays an egg that explodes and can kill himself. This is not uncommon. There is more than one hero that can do this. And you will be constantly running into this shit. Especially if you don't have the best of memories. So you might end up killing yourself with the same hero multiple times over. And then when you get the 88 coins you need to bring a hero back, it'll be like, oh, I get to bring back the ones that were really shit. Or I get to bring back the ones that I'm not really good with. Or I get to bring back someone, and then they get cycled in the next level where they're not particularly useful, and it's like, fuck. So that ends up being frustrating. But what ends up being worse, at least sometimes, is the level design. In that, sometimes it's just completely, like, non-interesting. Some of these levels can be so boring in their layouts and their designs that you just end up thinking, God, I don't want to play this anymore. Just because it's so bloody generic and feels like it's so pointless. And then some just end up being an absolute dick to the hero that you've got equipped, and it's like, Oh, great. Now I get to die and bring back a new hero and try this shit again. Doesn't help with some of the...
Let's see you do the next one.
Huh. That was weird. I'm willing to bet if that landed the other way, I would have just instantly died. Yeah, the levels themselves are just not that interesting. Not to mention you have to remember a bunch of shit, like how the timing works on some of these. Where the annoying-ass kittens are. They'll drop on your head if you're not careful. Especially this guy, fucking Mr. Glitch or whatever his name is, with differing jump heights, with the fact that the floor might disappear from under him when he lands. Just bullshit like that. The problem is, there are some actually interesting characters in this game. Like the one that is basically like playing a game of Snake. Or the one that is, the one that can hide from all obstacles. Or, there's a couple of other ones that are just really unique in their concept. But not, fuck! God, I hate those spikes. You've got all of these just potentially cool ideas. Like Veronica Vortex being able to lay down portals, or just other particularly neat ideas. But because the majority of the characters in this game don't have these special abilities, levels can't be designed with these characters in mind because 99% of the characters will never be able to beat them. So these all end up feeling like the same generic platforming just because they need to, otherwise the entire idea of the game just won't work. God almighty. Right. At least the game does you a favor by respawning all the coins that you collect when you restart a level. So it's got a lot of generic heroes that make the game not particularly interesting until you get a unique one. And even then, when you get the unique ones, sometimes the unique ones can work against you in a way that you need to figure out really quick or risk losing the hero. And on top of that, it runs like shit. Because of course it does. It's a Vita game that's based on Unity. What do you expect? The game cannot maintain a solid frame rate whatsoever. When there's even remotely a bit of action going on screen, it just chokes and dies. Oh, this buggy is bad. It moves so fast in comparison to literally any other bloody hero in the game. As a result, I have to be very careful about the way I go about this. Oh, jeez. Yeah. As I was saying, it performs really bad. Like, you can see it. You can very easily see it. The game runs terribly at the best of times. When there's a lot of action going on screen, where you would really need precise input and as many frames as possible to decide, oh shit, I need to move. Oh shit, I need to do something to keep myself out of trouble here. The game's like, nah, I'm gonna drop half the frames, I'm gonna drop all your inputs, I'm gonna make it so that you are going to have the most miserable time possible. And as a result, the game is even more of a chore to play. It's a shame. It's a unique idea, having a bunch of unique heroes using their unique abilities, but this game just doesn't take advantage of that concept. And as a result, it's just boring as sin. Even the time limits don't help, because if anything, that just encourages you to be faster, but that just means you're going to have to fuck up less with characters that you might not understand. I can understand the point of this game would be to play it repeatedly. Learn the levels. Learn the heroes. learn who's good at what, and try not to fuck up. But when you've got 88 heroes, some of which are objectively useless at the best of times, all I can really say is, how much memorization am I going to have to do? That sounds like way too much to be reasonable. I always kind of hate games where you know that you're going to be incredibly inefficient the first time through no fault of your own. It's just that the game's got so much shit that you need to learn and remember that it just... Let me put it this way. Games like Dead Cells aren't particularly bad at this, mainly because games like Dead Cells are designed around player skill. It definitely feels like this is just throwing a bunch of shit at me that I don't know is coming, until it's too late for me to actively figure it out. I mean, good on you if you like this sort of thing, but me personally, I just can't stand it. Try going the lower way, why not? Never mind, press the X button, but the lag killed me. Yeah, Ken Dodo. There's basically no melee range on this attack. And considering there's a guy up here who can fucking shoot me, not the most fun. See, like, you can see how smooth the movement of the blocks and stuff here is, but as soon as we get closer to something with a bit more action in it, you can see just how the smoothness just goes away. You can see how it just drains out of the scene. And all you can really think is, yeah, thanks, Unity. At least Custard Trout is a little bit more useful. He's clearly got a bit more range, he's relatively quick, he can jump the usual height, and he's even got this. This definitely looks like a Super Star Wars reference. There's a few of those plugged in here every now and again. But yeah, look, just the stuttering, the lack of smoothness, the dropped inputs in my controls, it's all just horrid. For a precision platformer like this. Look at the Dojo Duo. I, of course, don't get access to them until, like, another room or what have you, but it's just how it works. There are certain characters that would be absolutely fucked in this part of the platforming. Bless me. Bless me, bitch. Yeah, Shield Maiden. Excuse me? Okay, never mind. Arachnerd. No attack, apparently? This is hell to navigate when your inputs can be dropped for no reason whatsoever. I'd say the game looks nice. But, I mean, it kind of does. Like, the parallax scrolling they got going on in the background there, that's not bad. But the tile sets themselves are quite generic. The heroes are okay, but they're quite... I don't want to say low poly, low definition, I guess is what I would call them. Although the war snail is quite terrifying. Unfortunately, it's got a completely useless weapon, and it takes a little bit of time to get going. Great. So yeah, I can't, in good conscience, recommend 88 Heroes. I just find it to be it's memorization versus skill. At the top end of... Yeah, see, look, I just blew myself the fuck up. I swear I turned left. Oh, look. Wang Wei. Your controls are reversed. Left and right are reversed. I know you can't see that, but... Yeah, that's fun. No attacks, either. Gonin. A real delay there in getting your melee attack out. Oh yeah, Batbot. This is the one I was talking about before. Time moves only when the bat moves, but the bat can move literally anywhere, so it's like... So it's basically no danger whatsoever. This is basically just, let me finish the level for free if I'm not completely brain dead, please. Unfortunately, time still ticks away in the background there, so he's not massively overpowered, but he's still absolutely... Like, if you had 88 Batbots, you could beat this game no problem whatsoever. But instead, you get stuck with like 10 or 15 heroes that are just the same thing, with slightly different stats that can easily fuck you over. Oh, here's Big Low again. I will admit I was also slightly enthused by what goes on down the bottom there. Enemies walking through, the villain deciding, no, you idiot, I don't want anything to do. I don't want a cup of tea or what have you. That's nowhere near enough to save the game. There is a boss fight at room 22. We'll get to that. And then we'll end the video off. Like, so this guy's pretty good. Clings on walls. Can hover in the air. No massive problems with this guy. Oh, jeez.
No, no, no! Vita Clark.
Oh, this one again. See, this kind of platforming design is just boring. I know they're trying to emphasize speed. But you can't tell me watching me just do that left, right 10 times in a row wasn't massively boring. And not only do you get to do it again on the way back down, but if you fail, you get thrown right back to the beginning of the level. And then if you fail in your initial run, you get to do it again. And you don't get to practice until you get back to this level, unless that's what the actual practice mode is about. But even then, I still don't care.
Are you kidding me? Penelope Pixel.
Penelope Pixel. I think this might be a reference to Pitfall as well, but it might also be a reference to Jill of the Jungle. It's probably a reference no one on this channel will get. And also, there's no high scoreboards or anything, as far as I can tell. So there's no real point in... Wow, I just shot myself in the fucking back. And that's something. That was just bad timing. Oh yeah, here's the snake one. Press the X button to speed it up. Again, with a character like this, it's almost impossible to fail. So I can just go up here. Avoid all of this shit. Hell, if there was a hole in the wall, like this one, I can just skip that part entirely. But I ran into the wall. So, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, here's the guy that was on the soundtrack. Changes the background music a bit, but frankly the music was so generic that it just kind of faded into the background for me after about 10 minutes, so I couldn't tell you whether or not I actually enjoyed it or not. So let's just take that as a sign that I don't enjoy it and move on, shall we?
Is that it? Oh,
Shit. And we all know who this is a reference to. You know what? I died on purpose, you little shit. Major overload. What the hell? I can make the... Yeah, why can I make the level darker for myself? What the fuck does that accomplish? Right.
All shall kneel before a night of Kaboom-a-lot.
Unfortunately, I don't think the dynamite with this guy is going to be much help on this level, because it's mostly climbing upwards.
I'm tweeting that one.
Timed that completely wrong. El Deleo. Oh my god, no wonder they fucking call him that. This is just a douche. This is a douche move, right? All this time, the game's been training you in its platformer that requires high precision and high speed. It's been training you to work with a certain set of inputs. And then it gives you one which delays your inputs by at least half a second. What utter bollocks. And then imagine you lose that hero, but you manage to get through, and two other heroes which are particularly useless for one reason or another, and then you get your 88 coins, and it's like, hey, have one of these 3 useless heroes back. At what point do you just say, fuck you? At what point? Oh yeah, the stroppy chick. Really? Hammering away at the X button, but the game's just like, nope, your inputs don't count for this one. You just die. Fuck, I hate this game.
That was boring.
Oh yeah, look, it's another one of these bloody rodent things, but this one's just got a stabby attack. Like, the one that throws projectiles to either side of him is actively better than this one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So when you get this one, you feel like you're being gimped. At least when you've got a character like this one, the platforming is predictable enough that you can... Yeah, that one has killed me more than once. That little shit nugget. There. Fuck that level. And yeah, here comes the boss. I think this is literally a boss that I put in my game Firefight that I made like 15 years ago. This is literally just the UFO fight from that game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a video of that game on my channel. And this isn't even the same thing. At least mine has a little bit more... is a little bit more complicated. You can't even use this character as like as an attack force, although I don't even think you can actually hit that guy up there, because half of the characters can't use their attacks in the middle of the air, and the game just doesn't have any justification as to why. And yes, he doesn't get any more attacks, he just gets faster. Yeah, 26 time, even just multiplying that by 4, I've already run out of time. Just think about this for a second. You need to be as fast as possible, which means taking advantage of randomly given heroes. randomly given heroes that can be so fucking gimped that you would literally be better off throwing their life away to save a few seconds. I don't know, I just find that to be really distasteful as a mechanic. But yeah, under no circumstances can I honestly recommend 88 Heroes. It's shit. It's a shame because Xenocrisis is like a top 100 contender. This could almost be a bottom 100 contender. But anyway, that's it from me. This has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.